Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dragon Ball Super review / discussion. Today's episode, we look over episode 33, Be Surprised Universe 6. This is Super Saiyan Son Goku. In this episode, we have two fights. We have Goku versus Potamo, and we have Goku versus Frost, which was revealed in the manga chapter 9, which I made a video about. So this video is interesting because it now puts the anime ahead of the manga. So unless the manga is going to come out soon, by next episode we'll be way ahead of the manga in anime terms. So in this episode, the matches finally start. So Goku versus Potamo. At the start of the fight, there's not really any fighting at all. Goku, he already sees how slick and how fast Potamo is, considering he's the size of Majin Buu, if not bigger. So Goku is having a pretty hard time. All of his attacks are doing absolutely nothing. So apparently, according to Jacko, he explains that all Goku's attacks are being or the damage from his attacks are being transported to a different dimension of some sort. He said probably, so I'm guessing he's right. He seems to have a really keen eye, which you'll see later in this review, why he has such a keen eye. Goku even himself gets almost ringed out by Potamo, but he just keeps his balance, which proves fatal for Potamo, because Goku, realising that he cannot damage Potamo at all, he does as Vegeta tells him and literally uses his head. He headbutts Potamo and then he sweeps him off onto his back. Then he picks him up by the legs, drags him over to the ring, and then kind of flips him over his shoulder out of the ring, which means Goku won the first match against Potamo like he did in the manga. So Champa, he is not too happy that Potamo lost in the way he did. So he tries to get the match redone, but it's not against the rules what Goku did. He used the rules to his advantage for once, and Champa starts having a tantrum. Everyone's getting angry at him. Kind of shows again how childish and goofy the gods of destruction really are. Because Beerus is like this as well. He's pretty childish in his own right. But then next match begins. Vados sends in Frost to fight Goku. So before the match begins, Frost he's really humble. He greets Goku, gives him a handshake, tells him it's nice to meet him. He walks over to the Universe 7 spectators, so that'd be like Krillin, Bulma, everyone else, and he says he's not here he's just here for a good fight, basically. But he's not only here for that reason, because there's like an antenna on the announcer's head starts going off, and I'll actually explain that later in the episode because it's part of something that happens. So Frost, he attacks Goku straight away, and just from that one attack, Goku knows that Frost is holding back. So he tells him basically, just stop being so weak, just go to your final form already. I can't fight you like this, you're too weak. So Frost goes to his third form, which obviously isn't his final form, which brings up something kind of interesting, because not even Champa knew that Frost could transform. I mean, does this mean there's other things about Universe 6 that he doesn't know about? I personally think that Kabe doesn't have a transformation. I don't think Hit will have a transformation. I don't think Vegeta will either. But Potamo doesn't. But I still think that Hit has something up. I don't know what though. We'll have to see later on. But yeah, Vegeta, Beerus, Whis and Piccolo know that Frost is lying to them. He knows that it's not that their final transformation. So they're still talking. And Goku, he kind of subtly implies that Frieza got destroyed by him because Frost asked about it. So third form Frost is actually kind of a good fighter because he can hold his own against Saiyan beyond God Goku, which in his own right is just a base form, but it's so powerful because he has the God Key. But I was really surprised because Frost, he could fly right through a Kamehameha. He didn't get scratched. So that, I feel like his third form is probably not stronger, but is stronger than his final form. It's not, but it just looked like it in the fight, because I'll explain why later. So we get the news that Frost calls this third form his assault form, and we kind of learn a little bit about his backstory, just a tiny little bit. He is like the Emperor of Universe 6, he leads peacekeeping efforts, so he stops wars, he saves little kids. He seems like a pretty damn nice guy, and he's won the Universal Peace Prize for Universe 6 3 times, which, I mean, that in its own right is kind of impressive. But Goku knows he's hiding his final form, and to kind of tease that out of him, Goku goes Super Saiyan. Now, to Shampa's surprise, he didn't know about this, neither did Kabe, which leads me to believe Kabe doesn't have a Super Saiyan transformation, which is it's kind of, I wouldn't say a letdown, but I'm kind of sad. I really wanted to see, because I'm predicting that Kabe and Vegeta will fight later on in the tournament. I'm predicting that, and I was hoping for like a Super Saiyan Kabe against, or a Super Saiyan Blue Kabe against Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. That would be, I don't know if that would be too dangerous actually, because if two gods collide, like, planets disintegrate across the universe. So I don't know if that would actually be too dangerous for them to do that. But I'm actually thinking something is gonna trigger a Super Saiyan transformation in Kabe. I don't think they would introduce a Saiyan knowing how popular Super Saiyan is and not give him a transformation whatsoever. But Frost turns final form, and it reveals that he kind of has a hard time controlling his power in his final form, and he accidentally killed someone when he was using it, which kind of scared him into sealing it away, not using it. But he knows Goku, he's a strong guy, he can take it, so he uses it against him. And Super Saiyan Goku, I never thought we'd see that again. He takes Frost, just final form Frost, absolutely nothing to him. Frost tries punch him, catches it. Frost tries everything, catches it. Goku not fazed by it at all. But then something very, very interesting happens. Frost goes to punch Goku, and he kind of lightly hits him on the hand. But for like a frame or two, you can see there's a kind of small spark, and then Goku starts his eyes start closing. You can see in his vision, he's so blurry, he's dizzy as hell. I don't know if Frost has a special ability, or maybe it's all that power that he has a hard time controlling. Maybe he thought, I'm gonna hit Goku and I'm gonna kill him. I don't want to do that. So he kind of moves his hand so that it doesn't. But it's probably a special ability, because it seems that all of the Universe 6 are not so based on raw power like Universe 7 are, but they're based on more kind of mental power. They're smarter, they have special abilities that they know how to use to their advantage, and Frost has done that here. And what does he do next? He eliminates Goku from the tournament. Now, that was so painful watching, because you don't expect the main character to go out so early in such an important event. But, I mean, it is what it is. Actually, when it happens, Jackal notices that, like, seconds straight away that Frost done something to Goku. Now, there's the theory that there's kind of external outside influences that did this to Goku. Don't know if it's something someone from Universe 6 did, maybe Hip, if he is evil like a lot of us predict, or if it was the food that he ate on the way to the tournament. I doubt it, because he kind of ran that off when he fought Otamo. But at the end of the episode, Frost smirks when Goku starts getting dizzy, so he must have planned this out so that this happens. Either he did something earlier in advance, or he did it then he just knew it worked. So he kicks him out of the ring, and the episode ends there. Something I'm going to talk about before I talk about the preview for episode 34 is I'm kind of disappointed about the animation quality for this episode. It's surprisingly poor, considering how much they were kind of laying off in the early episodes of this arc so they can put money into the fights. Goku doesn't... Well, in the Goku Batamo fight, the punches Goku throws, they're just not fluid. It's like... I wish I could show you, but it was just so slow looking. It just didn't look right. Like in Dragon Ball Z, it's so fast paced, you can hardly see what's going on, whereas in this it was just kind of slow punches, it just didn't look right. And the Frost Goku fight was alright. Another thing I wanted to point out, that the pacing and the execution of the arc so far is really, really poor. I didn't really want two fights to take place and finish in one episode. I hope that Frost versus Piccolo in episode 34, the fight between Goku and Frost would have ended in that episode instead of this episode. But the fights just go so quickly that nothing really happened, I guess. There was transformations, and that was it. There was no fighting in the middle. It was just like one or two punches thrown, one or two key blasts thrown, and that was it. I mean, that's kind of really disappointing in all honesty, but I mean, it is what it is. Next episode, end card, Piccolo versus Frost. Bet everything on the Mechanical Sappo, which is the special beam cannon. It looks as though Piccolo knows Frost can do something if he makes physical contact with you, by the looks of things. So I guess he's in the preview, he's charging up his special beam cannon for what looks like the whole preview near enough. So I guess the episode's basically just going to be him charging up the special beam cannon, and he even I'm really surprised that he made kind of multiple clones of himself while charging up the special beam cannon. It kind of looked like the shadow clones from Naruto, but he had multiple versions of himself, so I guess he's going to try use like so many special beam cannons at once. I don't know if that would be too dangerous, because if we look back, way back at the start of Dragon Ball Z, he killed Goku and Raditz with one special beam cannon. He is so, like, worlds much stronger than he is than he was back then. So I'm wondering if, I don't know, he's developed a way to make it strong enough that it knocks someone out, but weak enough that it doesn't kill them. But I guess we'll just have to see in episode 34 what happens. So I guess, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you think Frost had a special ability, which is why he defeated Goku? Or do you think there was something like external influences? Do you think someone did something to Goku before the match? Or do you think Frost kinda did something earlier and just waited and waited for it to take effect? So without further ado, if you like this video, please leave a like, comment below what your thoughts are, share amongst your friends and subscribe to join the Azure Army today. Thank you.